Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back again. We're gonna play some Tyranny! I guess. Maybe. Holy shit, that was loud. Sound! Much better. Story mode, difficult setting, requires minimal micromanagement and easily forgives mistakes in combat. Enemies receive a penalty to most stats. Companion combat AI is enabled by default, and party members do not receive wounds until they are knocked out. Trials by Orange. Hard difficulty. What? So. Okay, so I've got normal. Well, story mode. Normal. And efficiency. Definitely not expert mode. I'll go normal, I guess.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice. Serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Damn, son. So I can have tall, medium, large. Interesting. Yes. Yes. Oh, portrait time. There's all the girl portraits. Don't like her hair. I don't use bow and arrows. She was pretty badass.
That wasn't so hard.
We must rest. Soon.
Trouble is afoot. Flawless. This will be fun.
I guess that one. How did you join Kairos' army? Not wishing to pay feed and house to what? Not wishing to pay to feed and house to the madame that purchased your mother sold you to the proving grounds in the Northern Empire's bloodiest, most notorious fighting arena. Given only enough training to assure the show isn't over too soon, your natural prowess and survival instinct led you to one victory after another. There was no elegant swordplay, no formalized duels, just brutal melee and the stench of blood, shit, and bronze with each day's gruesome necessities. Okay. Hunter, when the leader of your home village spoke out. When the leader of your home village spoke out of what the hell? So weird. Noble scion, born to noble parents, you were groomed for leadership. You've spent on letters, history, rhetoric, and other matters of culture and statecraft. Though you had wealth and creature comfort, you were expected to grow up quickly and bear the honor of shepherding others through prosperity and war. Soldier, unable to settle the year's accounts with grain, your parents offered you as a tithe to the overlord instead. Seeing your first battles as a child, you've known all your life how to fight. Lawbreaker, accustomed to crime, you were certainly no war mage. Few have the combination of wit and courage to be. No, I don't want to be a mage. Willis would never tell. Hunter. Pit fighter or soldier? Not sure. Lawbreaker. I think soldier. Sounds decent enough. What? You were trained in the following combat styles: sword and shield, greatsword, short bow, shock spells, vigor spells, atrophy spells, frost spells, unarmed spells, dual wielding, and a javelin. A greatsword. Hell yeah. Choose an ability. Sunder. To deliver a powerful overhead attack which reduces the target's armor. I think cleave would be more useful. What is this? Bronze greatsword? Oh, okay. Spear and shield, dual wielding. I guess spear and shield. Summon shield against attack, dazing them for a moderate duration. Yeah, I like that one. Not reducing anybody's armor. I don't want to do that. Character colors. I like the black and gold. No. I like the black. There's not much customization here, huh? Is there a skull and crossbones? And is not... No? Really? Wow. Got all these weird shapes. Sure, that is acceptable too. Enter name, Jillian. Hell yeah. Okay, so I need might determines the physical strength of your character. Increased might leads to more powerful attacks, stronger abilities, as well as increasing the endurance defense. Finesse. The finesse attribute describes a character's physical and mental precision. Finesse is used to determine accuracy of attacks and spells, as well as increasing worn armor's chance to reduce a hit type, e.g. critical hit. Resolve. There are physical and mental challenges. You know what? I'll do that. Give myself a good balance. Two-handed weapons. Thrown weapons, unarmed combat, bows, athletics. Parry? Yeah, I need some parry as well. Selecting Conquest option will allow you to play through Kairos' conquest of Batirs, choosing how your character was involved in the invasion. This gives you most control of the starting state of the game and how... Okay, we'll play Conquest. Hey, how's it going,
All the world has
Ole?
fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears. Our
How's it
home.
rocking?
The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. Two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, marched south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
How's your day going? You having a good day?
In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the gates
Yeah,
of
good.
Judgment.
I was just messing around on my stream trying to make it look better. I hope it... Does it sound okay?
Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors. Until it's too late.
Oh, I was just asking, I was just setting up my stream and stuff today. Well, I was trying to make it look a bit better. Does it sound okay? Are my audio levels good? What are we doing here? During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the Tears, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major faction of the Tears respond to you. Your decisions matter. Choose wisely. 428 TR. Year 1 of Kairos' conquest. The Bastard City. The Bastard City stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tears, built upon a natural harbour at the crossroads between the realms. The city was a nexus of commerce to the Tears. It was the centre of all wealth to all Northerner. It was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' army. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the Tears. Kairos' will is insurmountable. Okay. Select a token on the map to continue. Oh. In the first major engagement of war, Kairos' armies crossed the mountains and established a foothold. History would remember the Gates of Judgment. What? How could you lose your phone out of a window? That seems crazy. History will remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the conquest, but real combat unfolded with advanced units of both armies preparing for the coming war. The Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus each had a plan to infiltrate the capital city. Which army did you join? I don't know. Red or blue? I like red. You're a pro? What do you mean a pro? A pro in what? You joined the Scarlet Chorus as they raided villages and small towns, conscripting every able-bodied man and woman into the army. The voices of Narat emphasized the rewards of conscription and enslavement over wanton bloodshed. Apparently his soldiers needed the reminder. The howling mobs of Scarlet Chorus found easy pickings among the villages and frontier towns. Rallying an experienced gang under your control, you flooded the unprotected settlements with a deluge of bloodthirsty soldiers, rounding up the innocent for merciless rites of conscription. The young and infirm alike received makeshift weapons, and examples were made of all those who challenged your forces. Bolstered with fresh recruits, your army gathered strength for the invasion to come. Oh! Destined to destroy your phone, were you? I don't think I've ever destroyed one of my phones before. I tend to be pretty lucky. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, so my options are: the Bastard City's resident fire mages threatened the first leg of conquest. Kairos' forces put a stop to their unchecked power. You found an ally within the city to prepare the way for the approaching armies. Yeah, let's do that. With the border garrison captured by your disfavored allies, you traveled ahead of Kairos' army and lurked in the shadows of the Bastard City. You decided that converting one of the locals to Kairos' side would help bring the city to its knees. After the corruption starts from within, a well-informed guard captain? Yeah, you enlisted a bitter captain of the guard to sell military secrets to his disfavored. Better that Kairos' forces march to the next inevitable victory, well-informed. Yes. Yeah, no worries, Ollie. The captain of the guard was of a mind that the Bastard City was corrupt and deserving of a better leadership. You did nothing to convince him otherwise. After taking your promises of stature and security to heart, he offered you a list of valuable assets, from weakened stones in the rampart to the state of siege provisions. Capping it all off was a list of city officials whose loyalties could likewise be turned to support your cause. Your tactics of infiltration placed you in the Bastard City ahead of the main armies. Your work softened the city's defences for arrival of Kairos' forces, but you wanted a decisive gesture that would give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the Bastard City? Duel the city marshal? Incite a riot? Spread fear through assassination? Nah. You challenged the commander of the Bastard City's defense to an honorable fight to the death. The disfavored wished to spare the soldiers' lives for the battles ahead, and civilian lives for the occupation. The city marshal was an old but experienced fighter, and his value to the guard was an accepted truth. After making guarantees for your protection, you met him in the square of the market district and fought in the view of the tense onlookers. The battle drew on longer than you thought possible. Good fortune struck when an ornamental chain hanging from one of the marshal's armor snagged on the quillion of his sword, granting you the opportunity to end his life swiftly. Kairos' forces celebrated your return to camp and the dissolution of the enemy morale. All agreed that the Bastard City was poised to crumble. The Bastard City settled into a new state of normalcy, where every tower displaying Kairos' banner, your name was whispered alongside the rumours of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as a judge and overseer of the settlement of Alephian's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. What's Leviathan's Crossing, I guess? I was what's going on here. Years ago, Leviathan the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of an ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and a mercenary company meant that caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or bane. And the town thrived in modest insignificance. Leviathan's crossing drew Kairos' attention. For the iron deposits in the surrounding hills, with the region under Kairos' control, Northern Smith mages could set up workshops and refine the ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapons in the known world. The Acheron of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe. Taking the crossing in a bloodless victory, Tunon dispatched you to travel alongside Kairos' forces to bring the order to the region. Sun power. Kairos' smith mages worked day and night to create weapons. No one faulted their dedication, yet production was low. The plans that came to light proved divisive to the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. On one hand, any additional manpower was needed for the fighters, not forges. On the other hand, the celebrated weaponry of Kairos' armies needed to be fiercely guarded. You conscripted to help with a local tribe of beastmen. Their strength would more than offset the disobedience. The savages have access to the secret. Sure. The Scarlet Chorus were overjoyed to learn of a beastman conscription and graciously lent their support to your cause. The local beastmen were subdued and yoked to iron-bearing wagons, where their boundless strength and tirelessness proved critical to the smith mages. The disfavored grew agitated about exposing the secret of iron to savages. You attempted to allay their concerns, but your words fell flat before a stubborn, uncompromising audience. As the fortunes improved production, both armies demanded preferential treatment. Since you aided the production of weapons, commanders of both armies lobbied for additional arms. They offered all manner of bribes to be the next in line for fitting session. The masters of the forge, how did you state the lust for iron? You allowed no changes to... Okay, that sounds reasonable. The dispensation of iron and punish those who tried to bribe you twice. Using language that left nothing open to interpretation, you let both of the commanders know that bribery would not be tolerated in Kairos' military. That didn't stop either of them from seeking you out again, making promises of wealth and advancement if you showed special favour. Deciding that enough was enough, you ordered both of the commanders flogged in view of their armies, letting the pain and humiliation teach them where reason had failed. Who controlled the crossing? A tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the voices of Narat injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tunon ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kairos' more responsible servants. Only a token garrison would be left behind while the armies returned to the front. As the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus showed increasing tension and hostility toward each other, Tunon decreed it best that only one force controlled the crossing. Who controlled the crossing? to the Scarlet Chorus. The Scarlet Chorus flooded Leviathan's Crossing with overeager and undisciplined recruits. In the first few days of occupation, settlers suffered under rampant theft, murder, rape, and arson. By the following week, the Hordemen, who sowed chaos for personal gain, were dead, strung up by more disciplined half that took the reins as the self-appointed bosses of Leviathan's Crossing. The Forge Band continued to mint iron weapons and armor which Kairos' merchants carted to the disfavored garrisons elsewhere in the tiers. Shipments were light or sometimes absent. The Scarlet Chorus quartermaster claimed ignorance of the matter. With mercenaries expelled and Leviathan's Crossing now under new leadership, Kairos' forces congratulate themselves to bring order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the course of this diversion, the army front advanced further into the tiers. Your skills were needed in the realm of Azure, Stalwart, or the Velium Citadel. Velium Citadel was a library. Let's go to Azure. The nation of Azure, once the richest settlement of all the tiers, sat on a verdant, fertile plain as it disfavored clashed with Azure's defenders. The Scarlet Chorus contended against the region's tribal beastmen, who protected their ancestral lands with incredible fury. Kairos dispatched the Acheron Cairn to break the stalemate and force Azure into submission. The colossal man of stone and flesh arrived as instructed, but earning his cooperation was a tall order, even for you. Tensions arose when Scarlet Chorus added a unique ally to the ranks. Stopped by shadows after a roaming pack of beastmen slaughtered a disfavored patrol, the Scarlet Chorus responded by laying claim to the beasts for their army while the disfavored readied a company to enact vengeance. The disfavored legion considered the beasts nothing beyond taming, and the butchers of the Northern Brethren needed to be brought to justice. You denied disfavored their vengeance and decors in capturing the beasts. But disfavored needed to temper their rage and consider the wider concerns. Kairos' forces were far from home and needed all the help it could get. You joined the chorus in rounding up the beasts, and although Pack's leader escaped, the rest were quickly subdued thanks to your aid. The voices of Narat mocked the disfavored's displeasure from afar, suggesting that any of them were free to join his army if they felt like they lacked training. Okay, what am I doing now? Bloodshed and distrust over beastmen. An injured Scarlet Fury brought tales of a treacherous Acheron. Disfavored scouts reported sighting of beastmen packs using arcane spells. After a mage is captured and dissected a few beasts for study, the aghast Scarlet Chorus demanded that all live beasts be sent down for conscription. They accused Cairn of introducing the beasts to magic, and the disfavored of complicity if he obscured this treacherous crime. The Scarlet Chorus were overjoyed at the prospects of inviting new muscle into their ranks. Welcome to Beastmen. Hold on. Welcome to Beastmen with several days of initiation rituals. The Disfavored took offense to the savages being permitted to join Kairos' army. Withdrawing to their camps, they huddled in council and whispered of the indignities the Scarlet Chorus heaped onto the beloved Northern Empire. And what should be done about it? I don't know. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Have you played this before? The Edict of Stone. The Acheron of Stone made brazen declarations that Kairos had no claim to rule Batirs. Soon after, word arrived that Kairos would dispatch this rebellious minion with an edict. You were known to a wild beast tribe that had flocked to Cairn. Oh, interesting. And it was decided that a familiar face should serve them their punishment. Tunon selected you for an honor of proclaiming Kairos' Edict of Stone, a magical spell with power to destroy the Acheron. Yeah, I'm just setting myself up, but this is the prologue, I guess. It's setting your character up, so I'm making a bunch of choices. As he sensed the approaching doom, Cairn began an assault on Plainsgate, the largest human settlement of the area. It fell to you to send Kairos' forces into a suicide mission to halt Cairn's destruction while you completed the proclamation of the Edict. The Edict Stone. Send the Disfavored to delay Cairn. So do we take all the women and children and kill the men like the old age? I'm not sure. You believe that the only chance of slowing down Cairn's assault was to commit the full force of Kairos' army against him. Okay, that sounds reasonable. The Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus alike questioned the wisdom of this command. You were uncompromising. This approach was the only guarantee to halt Acheron's destruction. The Disfavored Felix shattered under Cairn's fury, and the Scarlet Chorus mob was reduced to a smear under his foot. The city of Plainsgate suffered little damage at all as the armies kept Cairn occupied, a small beacon of hope among the devastation. As you read the Edict of Stone, the earth under the battlefield groaned open, splitting up outcroppings of rock that obliterated the surrounding landscape for miles. When the land heaved open to take Cairn, the Acheron allowed it with serene acceptance. Sure. The Edict of Stone. With the lands blighted and unrecognizable, the realm of Azure was left utterly ruined by the events of the war. In the times to come, Batirs would call this blasted region the Stone Sea for the treacherous rock formations and persistent quakes that became the defining features of this once verdant land. The Scarlet Chorus established a sprawling camp in the shattered rocky terrain and quickly absorbed those displaced by the upheaval of the land. These hapless refugees were put to work as slaves and soldiers, and the Chorus slowly built themselves a makeshift fortress, blighted, quake-ridden realm. Your tour of duty in the broken lands of Azure was complete. You didn't have long to rest before Tunon called you into service once more. So basically I just kind of showed up in this land and just... I don't know. A bunch of bad stuff's happened. Conquest complete. You have reached the end of Kairos' conquest. Do you want to continue or erase your progress and start over? Nope, I want to continue. I don't know if I could have turned out any differently depending on my choices. I imagine it could have.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
Okay. The two armies of Overlord, Saved and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. Okay.
But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers.
So I think the basic concept of this game is, I think everybody is... like, everybody's a bad guy, and everybody plays like a bad guy. Like, an evil dude? I don't know. It seems pretty odd so far.
The Overlord is not amused. And Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers, or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict. A magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons.
Okay, so what am I doing? Okay. So I'm delivering a message. Okay, a magical commandment that will slay all in the valley? Should the order be ignored? Okay, so... a proclamation.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Okay, so essentially I'm stuck in this place. If I don't deliver the edict, everyone dies. If I do and they disobey, everybody dies. And I guess everybody includes me. That's great. Ooh, a waterfall with blood coming out of his eyes? Very nice. Fatebinder, Julian, I presume we've been expecting you. Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley sealed with you on the other side. The disfavored warrior clasped her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her religion. We were told of a Fatebinder was coming, and though our commanders will not say why, it seems obvious. Graven Ash and Voices of Narat can agree on nothing, at least of all battle plans, to wipe out the Oathbreakers. I trust you bring orders from Tunan that will break this deadlock? Glare silently. Yes. A nervous smile creeps over her as she waits for a response that doesn't arrive. I'm asking questions beyond my station. She dips low, trembling as she bows. Forgiveness, please. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Acherons will want to hear from you. At her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Do you hear that? Can I get my Roman paycheck now? You sure can. Did I hear what? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrived. But we're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. End conversation. Tyranny uses a plausible real-time combat system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. I'm with the Royal Guard. No deductions, please. Your character can always perform basic attacks using their equipped weapon or fists if fighting unarmed. Characters also have special abilities and spells that they can use, which are all down here, I'd imagine. Okay. All of your character's abilities and spells can be assessed by selecting the category icon at the bottom of the selected frame. Abilities are grouped into talents, spells, combo abilities, artifact abilities, reputation abilities, stances, category icons for weapon sets, and okay, this is not going to be easy. This is going to be pretty tough. To use an ability, left click on the ability icon, press the hotkey corresponding to its location on the ability. Okay, I get that. I know how to use abilities. All characters in this game, friend and foe, have 5 primary defenses against attacks: parry, dodge, endurance, will, and magic. These defenses are based on the character's attributes. Okay, so that's... Were these things? Yes, it is. Dodge, parry. There are 4 possible results from any attack: hit, critical hit, graze, and a miss. A critical hit increases your damage, while a graze reduces it. With each attack, you gain experience in the weapon skills that you use to make the attack. Even a miss will grant some experience. Okay. Okay, so I can do stuff. Reputation abilities? Yeah, no, I'm not sure what that means.
Can't do that.
What do you mean can't do that? Huh.
Will do.
This guy's tough as hell. Okay, he's dead now. What have we got? Oh, whetstone, 2 armor penetrated by attacks for 300. What? Okay. Potion of protection. We should be vigilant and deal with the remaining Oathbreakers in the past. This seems like a suicide mission. What did the Vendirian Guard hope to accomplish? I've been traveling for days. How much longer until I reach the Acherons? Carry on.
Sorry, I can't.
I got squished!
I got... Sorry, I can't.
Hey, what do you mean you can't?
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, she doesn't have a shield, that's probably why. That? Okay, she's still attacking. She's really slow.
I'm not dead yet.
Will do. I got it.
For the glory of Kairos!
Stone Shield, don't bother me with me. Go down the pass. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. It does seem really slow. The soldier clutches his gut. You see a hint of intros between his fingers. You're wounded and it's not trivial. I don't have time for this. Graven Ash is with me. Okay.
Sorry, I can't.
Well, you better start doing it. It's in my inventory. Fatebinder boots. Deflection. 7%, 6%. Is there like an armor? Okay, so 60 armor. Okay. I think these are better. Oh.
Try and catch me, worm.
Try and catch me, Wormo. Young Scar Fury weaves around the Vidirian guard, attackers avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge it. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countryman. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Harbinger. Still standing after 3 years of war. Come join me in battle once again. We'll show these children how it's done.
Okay, companion verse, join the party versus a capable warrior, skilled in both melee and range combat. Another 2 characters in your party. Okay, so I can control everybody. Skewer. What else you got? Burning Iron. Coordinate a verse set.
Not happening. I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Can't do that.
No dice.
No dice!
You got it. Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent. I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone. Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful. If they deserved my praise, they'd be standing here taking orders. As it is, they're dead and I'm alive. The beating of my heart is celebration enough. Apparently you haven't spent enough time in the front lines, or you'd know that. For the voices of Nerat!
What the hell's going on? What's that noise? Someone's dying! Okay, let's steal the stuff. Was there a healing potion? Yes, I believe she did say she was going to tear my skull out of my ass.
You got it.
That'd be pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't even be angry. What the hell? Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vidirian guard warrior roars with phalanx held high. His words largely lost in the din of combat. Charge! Mocking blaze run down, Oathbreakers let none escape. From a red mob of reinforcements for himself, a blood chanter emerges at the head of a rebel, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. signing signals of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth. The blood chanter scribes a series of spells in the air. A red glow surrounds the Verderian guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. Keep to the path. The warrior gestures along a canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Courier's roaring challenges. No, don't engage him. We need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears. The warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Yes! We're gonna battle! Companion combos. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So...
Sorry.
No. Get up, damn you!
Oh, did I die?
You got me.
What the hell?
Not a problem, boss. You got it. An awful lot of red. Got dark all of a
Wow. That was terrible.
The year...
Do I have to go through all of this again from the very beginning? Oh my god, I do. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't believe this. I have to do all of that again?
Yeah.
You know what? The worst journey ever, man. Why would they give you a fight where you're gonna die, like, almost immediately? Interesting. I do get to crush this guy again, though, so that's pretty good. He's fine.
Can't do that.
Try and catch me, Harbinger.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
so. Because these upstarts fight like they have... That I am. But I could use someone watching my back.
Aw, it's making me. Come on, attack faster.
Another scar? Fine.
What am I supposed to do? I've got no healer. Okay.
Phew. I'm Verse, by the way. Eager. If they... For the voice! Heads up.
Where's she going? Oh my goodness. Do something.
Can't do it.
Oh, she's dead. Oh my god, the movement in this game is atrocious.
Will
Okay,
do.
so I can't escape anymore.
On it.
Oh my god. I don't understand. I'm only playing it on normal. Damn. Unbelievable. So, I'm gonna take a little break from this. I'm gonna grab some food and I'll probably be back on later. I'll probably be playing some Destiny. No. Is it? No. Divinity, Original Sin. Yeah, I'll be playing that later. I don't know if I like this game. The movement sucks and the combat feels like it's so slow and boring. Well, that was a waste of money. I might try it again sometime. I don't know. It just seems really dull. Anyway, Jay, I'll be back, and I'll be probably playing some more Divinity later on. Have a wonderful afternoon, wherever you are. I'm not sure where you're from. Adios.